In this episode, I want to share with you these simple geometry nodes. It's basically kind of inspired by the Matryoshka doll and also Kokeshi doll, and I'm kind of mixing the two. And I'm thinking of this kind of Kokeshi doll, like the original traditional one. So the idea is to have a setup so that you can kind of create a quick Matryoshka doll and then you spin it and paint it. Okay, so I started basically with just these two curved lines. Okay, so the smallest Matryoshka doll and the largest Matryoshka doll, and I will spin it so I can kind of paint this on the fly. So it's you can see the result over there. It's almost kind of magical. I know. It's yeah, but the setup itself using geometry nodes and a couple of another setup using dynamic paint. This is a very much Blender thing. Maybe it's becoming an idea for you in the future. It can be more procedural, but anyway. So the setup for animation nodes is, for geometry nodes is very simple. It's allowing you to blend the vector position of these two curves. And of course, because we don't have screw node, we don't have revolve node yet, so I'm using screw, and then I just merge the end of the surface. And the resample value is also there. So if you want to create a different resolutions, you can do that. So there are two setup. The second one is just for us to spin the geometry. So it's really simple. But this, okay, to transfer two positions currently in geometry nodes is slightly kind of hairy and slightly complicated. But anyway, two curves coming into into this default cube. Okay, default cube with geometry nodes. All right, and inside you can see the two curve is being resampled using a value here from group input. So that's the value for resampling. And then now we have something really complicated here using capture attributes and transfer attributes. Okay, so basically we always work with a single geometry first of all. And here I'm setting the new position for our geometry, which is the original Bezier curve. All right, but we can plug in the second position, which is actually capture from the other geometry. So capture the position of the new geometry and then transfer it into this guy. I believe maybe we can actually simplify this further. No, apparently no, we need to transfer the attribute. I don't know why we need to use both. Maybe we can just use one. Yeah, apparently still work. Okay, we don't need to use capture. Transfer attributes, set to index and point vector, and this is much better, simpler. So we can transfer the two. So we can have smallest Matryoshka doll and the largest Matryoshka doll. Actually, this is probably enough. This is probably what you want, and you can start paint it. You can start painting this Kokeshi doll. No, this is Matryoshka doll. The other one is Kokeshi doll. This one is for you to paint. Okay, so we have the largest one and smaller and smaller and smaller. I'm kind of mixing the two, but don't get them confused. This is Matryoshka doll. You can paint it because this guy doesn't have UV by default. You can do the UV and then the painting, or you can just paint it using vertex paint. Make sure you also right click and then convert it into mesh beforehand. Okay, so if you want to paint it using vertex color, vertex paint, you can paint this right away. Just right click, get new. Let's see. Yeah, I think I give it a color. Maybe I need to give it a material as well. Vertex color, get the color, plug this there. Okay, So we have this, and we can start painting using vertex paint. Vertex paint works a little bit like Nomad Sculpt, but if you use the proper one, if you use the UV, just go to edit mode, F3, smart UV. So we have the UV now, create new material, and we're gonna start painting this using texture paint, and add a texture here, base color. Okay, cool. And we can start painting. Huh, it's weird. I'm using Blender 3.1, maybe there's a bug. Oh, okay, it's painting over there. Maybe there's a kind of bug at the moment. Anyhow, vertex paint or texture painting, that should work. But I want to show you this one. This one is using geometry nodes and it's doing the spinning on the fly, while at the same time I can use these little balls as a brush to do the painting. And Blender just froze on me. I think there's maybe like a bug there because it's still alpha. But you can use the Blender 3.0. This one should also work. So we have this spinning. So this guy is acting as a canvas. This one is acting as a brush. And this should be spinning, but I think I accidentally delete the geometry nodes. Let's reopen. This is the original. Okay, there you go. Okay, so this guy is just a geometry nodes that's spinning this object using scene time. And after we do that for a few seconds, we have the result, and we can bake it as a texture. Currently this is a vertex. Again, this is like a vertex color. So we can paint our Matryoshka, Kokeshi doll. I should probably separate those two. And this is the Kokeshi doll, usually painted differently to Matryoshka, but they are very similar. Matryoshka is cool because you can kind of blend from the smallest baby to the largest one, the mother, and this is the whole sister, babushka. Okay, so maybe I should spend a bit more time, and maybe to do the actual painting. Maybe that's gonna be another video tutorial. Hopefully you find this useful. I think I overcomplicate this part. It should just be the transfer attribute. Yeah, so that's basically the idea. So you need just two curves, and then you blend the two. Maybe I could even transfer the curve outside. So now we have the curve here, and we can still blend the two curves. So if I create a new curve, let's hide the original. Create a new curve, Bezier. Go to edit mode, hitting tab, delete vertices. I'm gonna draw the smallest baby. And duplicate it, delete, and draw the largest one. And I'm gonna blend the two. Create duplicate of this, and we're gonna pipe in a new bezier. So then we can blend the two curves together. So we have the new babushka. This is probably like the father. So this is the mother, this is the babushka, and this one is the grandpa. Okay, so that's basically the setup. And it would be nice if we can just automatically have like a multiple Matryoshka doll. And that's possible actually inside the notes itself. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it like this, and then let you know, like create duplicates, and then you can use Photoshop maybe just to create different Matryoshka doll. Alright, so yeah, hopefully you find this useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.